I am Bette Slocum. I've been involved with the Resource Center since 1991. I'm on the board of directors and I'm one of the office workers. Remembering Pawling, it just was a wonderful town. The people were wonderful. These ladies, I'm sure we all remember the beautiful buildings that used to be here. And I'm a member of Central Baptist Church, and as a Christian I can just tell you the people there are wonderful, and that's what makes living in Pawling. Just the people here are just great.
You know, when I think of how does Bette fit in to the theme of being a First Lady of Pawling particularly, we tend to think of the First Lady, the President's wife, as being sort of flashy and out there and promoting a particular cause and all of those kinds of things. And one thing Bette's not is flashy. I'm sure watching this, she's extremely uncomfortable.
When I came to the Resource Center working with different people, it just came all together.
It was a few years back that Bette really began to spend a lot of time volunteering at the Resource Center. She's been involved, of course, for a long time, but she's begun to volunteer several days a week, and among the things that she does over there are preparing the baskets that go out at Easter and Christmas and Thanksgiving.
We wrap hundreds and hundreds, probably close to 1,000 gifts at Christmas time, and these are toys that are given from the Marines for the Toys for Tots. There are several people from Pawling that give, and we have extra volunteers that come in and we work upstairs, and if anyone came in at Christmas time, they just would not believe there's not a place to put a pen.
One of the things that really impresses me as well is that she does it without the need for recognition. It's not about promoting herself. It's not about, look at me. She's happy to do it under the radar, behind the scenes, and just has the satisfaction of knowing that what needs to be done is done.
Pawling has been important to me for more than 50 years. I came here as a young bride and raised a family of 3 boys. My involvement with the Resource Center was doing a blood pressure clinic. We ran that for about 20 years in the parish house of the St. John's Church. We had maybe 35 or 40 people come once a month to have their blood pressure checked, and also to listen to them talk and to unload some of the problems they were having. And we did that once a month for years and years.
Nada and I have been in contact with each other through Christ Church and the Community Resources and Service Center, and also right here at the Historical Society, as you can tell by my funny costumes. I don't walk around town like this normally, but Nada is a person that when a job needs to be done, Nada is usually the one who very quietly steps in and takes over, and forms a committee, gets people to help her, and whether it's a tag sale here at the Historical Society, or whether it's something going on up at church, or whether it's something connected to the Resource Center.
Pawling has always been a very, very special town. I've done all my life. I've tried to give back to the community that I live in and do things for people as long as I was able to do something.
I would say that Nada and the other First Ladies of Pawling certainly have their priorities straight. They have fine families. They have fine leadership skills that they're sharing with their community, and they're just plain nice folks to have around town.
I was born and brought up on a farm in the town of Patterson. I came to Pawling to high school, and luckily after high school I got a job in the Pawling Savings Bank and worked there for 43 years. So I was pretty much a part of the community all that time. And when I retired, I just felt I wanted to continue to do as much as I could for the community, because I liked the people that were here, and just it's my home.
Charlotte is, she's a legend in herself. And when her family decided to move from Patterson to Pawling, I just feel that that was Patterson's loss. in Pawling's gain.
Well, Charlotte's been involved in a variety of organizations, and still today, at the age of nearly 91, is still intricately involved in the Pawling Ladies Auxiliary, the Pawling Chamber of Commerce, and the Community Resource Center.
I've been involved with the Resource Center since 1983 when I retired from working in the bank, and I drive for the Resource Center continuously, and I'm on the board, and I just try to do everything I can to help the community.
Charlotte, as a for instance, would go down to Clock Tower, and she'd go down to Clock Tower and maybe wait for 2.5 hours for that person to be dealt with and then take her home. So I think that's just a wonderful happening.
One thing I think we learned from Charlotte is that age is not an obstacle. When you really factor in, and I can say this because I know she's proud of it, how old she is and her commitment to the community and her involvement, I think that's what makes her so young at the same time. This is somebody who is involved in the community intricately in a variety of organizations, continues to conduct her life on a regular basis as though everyone else does, with really no physical limitations. As a matter of fact, she continues to mow her lawn, sometimes even shovel the walkway, despite my objections. I always find amusement when people find out Charlotte's real age, because they really just can't believe it.
As to my own personal involvement, I've only been on the board 6 years, but I come from I don't know whether it's a background, but a place where I've always liked to raise money for no matter what organization that I've been a part of. People will say, oh, there's Fain strong-arming people down at the mini park.
As far as fundraising goes, Fain, it's her whole personality and her whole being. You just can't say no to Fain. She puts her whole heart and soul into a fundraiser, and she's raised a lot of money for the Resource Center, and not only for the Resource Center, but for the Chamber and for the different organizations in Pawling and outside of Pawling that she belongs to. Something about it that just makes people open up their wallets and their pocketbooks and give, because it's just hard to say no to Fain.
Pawling is special to me, having been born here, and for me and my husband Ross, we're both natives of Pawling, to school here, and we both figured that we'd never come back and live in Pawling, but once we were married and had kids, we thought this is the greatest place, a wonderful, special place with wonderful people and the wonderful Resource Center.
One of the first ones to step up to the plate whenever there's a problem or somebody needs help or whatever. Fain is she's just Fain, and she's just always there for everybody. And she really is a First Lady of Pawling.
When you see what the Resource Center does and what it's all about, you appreciate the opportunity to be a part of it. And it's been something that has, I think, sort of been a uniting element within our community. I think it's rare to see all the churches of one community be able to work together the way the churches did in initiating the Resource Center and continuing its ministry through the years.
Do they complement each other? Absolutely. I think that's why the Resource Center is so successful, is because of the variety of people who are involved, and they each bring their own expertise or whatever to that, and they all have their own ideas and so on, and so they sit down and they put them all together and they come up with these wonderful solutions that I don't know what some of the folks in Pawling would do without the Resource Center and without the four of these ladies who are being honored.
People might ask why we need the Resource Center, since we're really pretty known as an affluent community. However, there are really many pockets of poverty in our area, and our Resource Center tries to serve those areas. But we definitely have a need here in Pawling, and I hope that you people out there will address it in some way. I'll be knocking on your door.